Student loan debt is considered the next American crisis. Americans have advocated for more accessible and substantial legislation in order to ensure the financial burden is alleviated for those saddled with student loan debt. Though some student loan debt reform have been put in place by the nation's leaders, some of the nation's U.S. senators and 2016 candidate hopefuls have used student loan debt as a platform for their campaigns and administrations. Apart from religion, education is said to have the deepest and longest lasting effects on individuals served than any other type of nonprofit work. Many Americans have chosen to pursue post-secondary degrees at 4-year and 2-year college institutions for life and career advancement. The nonprofit sector plays an active role in the organizational development frameworks for nonprofit private colleges as well as public colleges under the American higher education system. The enrollment rate of post-secondary students during the 2015-2016 academic school year is predicted to see its first substantial increase since the fall academic school year of 2000. 20.2 million students are expected to enroll in post-secondary collegiate institutions. The majority of their students are expected to be female. Tuition fees, investments, government grants, contracts, and appropriations, and all other revenues are the main sources of revenue for public and private nonprofit college institutions. Substantial dollars of revenue are generated by both public and private nonprofit post-secondary college institutes. $328 billion of revenue was generated for public and state college institutions, and $202 billion of revenue was generated for private nonprofit post-secondary college institutions. During the 2013 academic school year, the average net tuition for a full-time student attending a public 4-year college institution was $12,890. The average net cost for a full-time student attending a 4-year private nonprofit college institution full-time was $24,430. To alleviate some of the financial burden associated with post-secondary expenses, many students apply for government grants and scholarship aids. Grants and scholarship aids are not required to be repaid. Many students optimize the use of student loans to offset the expenses associated with post-secondary education that is not fully covered or covered at all by grants and scholarship aids. This particular financial aid is required to be repaid. During the 2013 academic school year, about 60% of the students that attended 4-year public and private nonprofit colleges graduated with student loan debt. There are currently 40 million student loan borrowers in the United States. The total of outstanding student loan debt is estimated to be $1 trillion. After mortgage debt, student loan debt is considered the second largest debt in America. Some students find themselves at more of a financial disadvantage after having graduated from a post-secondary institution than before they decided to attend one. Many student loan borrowers repaying student loan debts have chosen to postpone major life milestones and core financial decisions that inevitably affect both the societal and economical patterns of the nation. Some of the nation's leaders have developed acts and programs like the Income-Based Payment Program, the Healthcare and Education Reconciliation Act, the Public Student Loan Forgiveness Program, and the Veteran Affairs Education Benefit Program to assist in alleviating student loan debt for student loan borrowers. Since the Higher Education Act's expiration in 2013, U.S. senators and 2016 presidential candidates, with the assistance of policymakers, have created and introduced their own initiatives, programs, and acts to fully assist in remedying student loan debt for student loan borrowers and expanding the reach of those who can reap those benefits. Many of the newly established student loan debt reform acts and program right provisions have not fully been backed legally or approved legally. Some of the nation's leaders and the nation's people disagree with labeling student loan debt as a crisis, as many Americans assume if they are not directly linked to having borrowed student loans, then they are not affected. Lingering debt of any kind hinders the nation's ability to prosper as a whole. If student loan debt affects a large portion of the nation's people, more accessible and inclusive student loan debt reform programs, acts, and legislations are required to be implemented in order to mediate and eliminate the student loan debt's impact on the nation's people as well as the nation's overall economy. Thank you.